Tennessee. Oh, I got a little girl who's been waiting. Promised that she'd marry me. Mr. Can we leave that seat? I'll shovel coal, Lord, to pay my fare. Gotta get this train down to the station. My little girl waiting for me. Well, the night is dark and Lord, it's cloudy. I've been traveling that lonesome road. My one true love waiting at a seat. Want that low train to carry me back? Around 7. Oh Lord, they hit Louisville about 9. That poor boy's heart started overheating, sending all of his love on down. For the night is dark and Lord is quiet. I've been traveling this lonesome road. My one true love waiting there to see. Oh, that long old train back.
So, hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. I hope you enjoyed some of the footage from yesterday and today. Just a little bit around the homestead, just walking around, showing you some of the things that we have or what we do. Again, we've been on YouTube for a very long time, so for those of you that have been around for the last 1,500 plus videos, you know that we homestead and you know what we do. And the thing is every season and of every year, our videos are going to range as far as what we're doing. It's going to be different. Some days we're canning, some days I'm homeschooling, some days I'm cleaning. Some days I'm just working the barn. Some days I'm, chopping wood. Some days I'm doing genealogy. So, I had somebody today say to me, and this is the weapon that they use. This is the words that they use. They're like, I thought you were going to show us how to homestead. And, well, no, my channel does show you different things. I share all kinds of different things. But right now, when people say stuff like that to you, that is their way of trying to shut you up because they don't want you speaking about all the rest of the things that are going on. That's right. That's right. It's called the sheeple trying to silence the people. That is exactly what's going on right now. I mean, the reality is we are pushing into the middle of October. So right now we are trying to be winter prepared, putting away more wood. Actually, the wood that we're putting away won't even be for this winter, but we are very active in trying to get ahead while the weather is good. Right now, we haven't done it yet, but we've got it prepped to go. It's to put up our greenhouse. So I haven't filmed that yet. Today, we finally got our well tested for the final time, and it is all perfect and good to go. So we're ready to film that. This is the thing, that when you work on a homestead and you have even just a small, if you want to call it a hobby farm, the seasons are different. The tasks are always different, and what's happening around you is going to dictate your schedule, especially if you have a job or 2 or 3 right now, right? And kids and other activities going on. So this is what my channel typically reflects, but also let me explain to you right now. I feel that speaking our minds on a lot of the current issues and problems that we're seeing is imperative, and it has been in my heart for over the last year, because all of the decisions that you're seeing being made, what I call politically, is absolutely affecting and has affected my family and my way of living and our ability to farm. When you are threatened to lose your job, well, then that makes people have to reevaluate whether or not they can afford to have a dairy cow. So, when those issues come up like it did last year, I'm going to speak about that. When people get sick, they typically can't work their farm. So a lot of us that are homesteaders have had various issues over the last year or two, right? From time to time with medical issues. And when you see people having medical issues or are restricted because of medical issues or you can't exactly do things because of medical situations, that affects somebody's ability to homestead or to have a farm. When inflation sets ablaze and people can't afford to buy chicken feed anymore or to buy hay anymore or to be able to lime their fields and to fertilize their fields to cut hay, that affects their ability to have a homestead. So what you have are sheeple, and I said that, I don't really care if you get offended or not. Sheeple people, there's cat people, now there's sheeple people. These people typically have never farmed in their life. They typically don't have a homestead and they typically don't grow their own food. So see, they have no idea of how all the things that we are seeing with politics, with supply chain, with all of the agendas that we see being forced down our throats right now, they don't understand how that affects the ability to have a homestead. So what I'm telling you is, if you're still in la-la land thinking that politics right now don't affect your life, well, you're just that. You're in Xanadu. Because the politics of this country and all these decisions that are being made on the backs, stabbing the taxpayer in the back and the hardworking Americans in the back is absolutely affecting everything that I do. Because of inflation, because of changes, because of regulations, and because of problems that we see going on here and everywhere else around the world, I'm reflecting on cutting back things here and there. I don't know a farmer right now that isn't exactly doing some form of reevaluation of saying, what am I doing? What am I paying? I am in often conversations almost basically on a daily basis. Really, I am with my particular homesteading group. We're talking about things daily. How to afford this? What deals are you seeing on that? There are regulations now on this. How can we change that? How can we make our homestead work with this? How can we cut back? So what I'm telling you is I am absolutely going to speak my mind about what's going on right now, because over the last year plus, we're getting kicked in the teeth. You were told things were transitory. I was told things were transitory. That was a big fat lie. You were told that gas prices were going to come down, right? And certain people were going to take credit for it coming down. Well, they sure as hell don't take credit for it going back up. Because you see, that was all a lie too. So here's the deal. I'm going to speak my mind. Today, I was threatened basically to be canceled by somebody who does not even live in my country, who is not an American citizen by what everybody on the planet can tell, because I don't agree with the way that things are being done right now. Yeah, why can't I speak about that? If what is going on by certain people and politicians, if the things that they're doing is just so straight up, now tell me, and so doggone good, you wouldn't be threatened by people like me saying what I think. Why can't I simply pull out a calculator and say, if I take 14, 15, 16, take a number, let's say $15.2 billion that we're seeing being sent to Xanadu, because nobody really knows where it's going, really. And, what's wrong with a little old hillbilly like me saying, you know what, if you take $15.2 billion and you divide it by all the number of homeless veterans that we have in the United States of America, this is the number that's going to be the outcome in terms of how much money we could have actually helped homeless veterans. That would actually have accomplished something that we all can see and all of us can or should be proud of to help. That is a threat to people. And so because today on my Facebook page, I chose to do simple math. Take a number divide it by another number, and this is an alternative for what you could have done with this money. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Why is that such a threat? Whether it's helping Pine Ridge, one of our most desperate Native American reservations in this country, by far, Pine Ridge. What would have happened if we sent them $15 billion? Those are our people. Those are our original people. I think helping them would be a good idea. What about if we sent all that money and divided it up to all of our Afghanistan and Iraq veterans? Wow. That would be amazing. What if we divide $15 billion up and send it to all the Gold Star families? What if we divide up $15 billion and we send it to maybe a cause for, I don't know, autism? What if we divide up $15 billion and sent it across the United States to all the animal shelters right now that are in desperate need? Or to all the food pantries in desperate need? What if? This is an endless conversation. This is something that you could literally sit down with a cup of coffee and a basic 1985 calculator and divide out $15.2 billion. And by the way, somebody asked me earlier, where are you getting $15.2 billion being sent somewhere? It's a whole lot more than that. If you Google what this administration has done, this is on Google. So, the number actually is a whole lot higher. I know that. I know the circumstances are a whole lot longer and a whole lot more complex. I just want to start with a number. I just want to be simple, stupid. Coffee and biscuit, calculator, little pencil. More basic than Common Core math. I just want to sit down and go, gosh, what if I took $15.2 billion today? If I could take $15.2 billion and help our homeless veterans, how far would that stretch us? Oh, you mean to tell me it's over $100,000 each? Holy guacamole, what a program could we create with that? Rock and roll, sister. But see, they don't want you talking about that. So what they do is they come in, they tell you you're stupid. They come in and tell you that you're spreading hate speech. They come in and they tell you to basically shut up because aren't you just a homesteader? Oh, you're just a Cherokee homesteader. Why are you talking about these things? No, ma'am, I'm an American citizen. And I'm pissed off about all the things that we're seeing in our country. You know why? Because it affects everything that I do. Are you just too damn stupid to not realize that it's affecting you too? Are you so tore up and caught up in some twisted agenda that you don't recognize the inner destruction of our own country right now? Listen, sweet cheeks, we don't need another country to come over here and fire anything upon us because we're doing a mighty fine job ourselves from within, being infiltrated from within, already are infiltrated from within in terms of destruction. And half of it is because of a bunch of knucklehead numbskulls who have bitten off on a bunch of Kool-Aid frozen outside in some rusted old freezer. Half the time it's people that didn't have a nana that was willing to smack their mouth out and had a papaw willing to whip their behind and make them go outside and work. Because they think everybody else owes them. Well, those of us that don't think anybody owes us is trying our damnedest to hang on to what we have. And by George, when we're the last front to go, you won't have anything. That's right. Because the workhorses and the mules won't be around to divvy out all these taxes that you think should just be shipped here and there and everywhere. And that's for you if you're here, and that's for you if you're that warped lady from God knows where that thinks that you can tell us here in the United States of America, us born-bred citizens for generations and generations and hundreds of years of exactly how we should feel today on where we think our hardcore sweat and tears tax money should go. You need to worry about your own country. Y'all need to be worrying about your own leaders. Don't be spouting off on social media telling us what we and how we should be feeling about what's going on here. We know. We know. So let me warn you. Let me tell you. I will not shut up and I will not sit down. And I'll tell you what, I am far more worried about the state of my country and whether or not I have the guts to speak today and do what I feel what's right, as opposed to the opinion of some troll on social media. If truth be known, was just wallering around on a couch in his or her mama's basement. Meanwhile, we're all working out here. That's right. We're working. And proof is in the pudding because we pay a hell of a lot of taxes. A hell of a lot of taxes. So yes, I'm sorry to tell you, I absolutely believe in taking care of my veterans first. I absolutely think we should be taking care of our people first. I absolutely think and 100% feel that we should be taking care of our elderly and our young babies and our disabled first before you rake me over the coals over the bottom line of you need to worry about your own. See, the bottom line is when we go, when the front line falls, and when this great country falls, you ain't getting help from nobody. First of all, you ain't getting help from your own selves, much less should you deserve the help from the United States of America and us out here providing it. Believe me, there's nowhere else to go. That's why the stakes are so high. This is why we're fighting so hard. This is why we're speaking out so hard. This is why they're trying to silence us so hard. PayPal coming on in here and testing the water and sticking that dirty old fungi toad nail in the water of I am going to fine you $2,500. No, you ain't. Because I'm going to cancel you. This is the beauty and the pushback of the people. See, when we all have a common goal of, wait a minute, if I try to silence her and him and make them look bad, that technically will give them at some point probably the right to shut me up too, and nobody wins. I am very well aware that my politics, religion, and her, that's a country song for those of you that don't know, because I always get that when I say politics, religion, and her, everybody's like, what is that she's talking about? That's a Sammy Kershaw song. Y'all weren't raised up on country and you need to. That's what's part of the problem with a lot of people. But listen, I understand that not everybody agrees with everything I say or do. Good. That's what makes us different. But we should be taking up for each other, and we should have a common goal in this country. And it is not to be absolutely raked over the coals by a handful of people that are only concerned with themselves and the control that they are trying to jam everywhere. So yeah, the ones of us that are speaking out, we're a threat. Just think, the little old farmers with pitchforks are such a threat. Thank God. That is exactly who led and went over the mountains on October the 7th, 1780, and kicked the British square in the teeth. Ferguson first. It was the simple farmers, the minority, the dummies, the ones with the blisters on their hands. Yeah, those are the ones that ensured what little bit we have left today. Do not sit down. Do not shut up. You must stand up for your fellow citizen. We should be taking care of our people first. That doesn't mean we don't help others. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to absolutely stand up for is the fact that when we can't stand up for ourselves and we can't take care of ourselves first and we can't put ourselves in a much better position, there is no physical or financial way this country is going to be able to help anybody. That is why. That's why they tell you when you are on the airplane and something happens, moms, dads, please put the mask on first so then you can assist the baby. Folks, it's past time. So, I just want to say, yes, I will show you some seed saving this week and how to take care of barn kittens and all the other cool things that we're doing right now in this time of year and season. Probably another recipe or two. I don't know. Once I start working and it gets a little bit cooler and I start, working on my wood stove, there's all of those things too. But I'm not doing that today. Today I'm standing on the front lines, standing up for myself and standing up for you. Because if we don't stop this nonsense and come together and are willing to speak out and speak up and stand, even in our overalls and pitchforks and Go Vols hats. We're not going to have anything left. And believe me, the sheeple, either they're part of an evil agenda or they're just too stupid to know. The end result is the same, so you don't get a pass. Like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate you being here. Don't you dare shut up. Don't you dare sit down. You stand proud for everything that we are. Could we be better? Always. Do we have scars? 100%. But where else are you going to go? Where else are you going to go? Because you know what? The people that hate this country, that have swore up and down they're never going to stay here, well, if it's so bad, then why are they still here too? Because there is no other place to go. Remember that. We'll see you on the next